What is going on, guys? What is going on? 1 second. Let me know if you guys can hear me. I'm just setting up the stream. We have CPI in half an hour. This is, I mean, we say this every time, but this is one of the most pivotal CPIs. I would say that the next, not this FOMC meeting in May, on May 1st, but the next one in June is the most important FOMC. But in terms of CPI, I mean, you guys see what's going on with oil. Oil right now is going crazy. And this is, I've been sounding the alarm bells on this. Not that I think the market is going to crash. I got this question even on my video yesterday. About, you talk about a recession, but the market hasn't crashed. And I think that people that don't follow this channel and aren't, really adept at economic data, they cannot make a distinction between the economy and the stock market. And my point, most of the time when talking about a recession is that no, actually the market will hit all-time highs right before a recession. So it's, they're not necessarily the same thing, the economy and the stock market, and they definitely don't move within the same time. So we also know that in a recession, the stock market will bottom before the recession ends, right? So there is a lagging effect there. So when I talk about the economy potentially hitting a recession, I'm not saying that the stock market is going to crash now, if that makes sense. But the markers are starting to build up that, we are seeing all of the traditional hallmarks of a recession. Like if you look at oil has risen 30% since December. We were at $67 a barrel. And I'm sure for those of you that are in the U.S., and maybe even in Europe, you felt a little more comfortable filling your gas tank, towards the end of last year than you do now. I just filled my gas tank last week and was like, what the hell? How are families even surviving this? So yeah, you see that. Gold is at all-time highs as well by a long shot. Small caps are rallying, right? Which is typically what you tend to see. And then the market is at all-time highs. Now, the market has been trading in a, tight range, in a like 1 to 2% range for over a month. And it's funny that back in the beginning of March when I did a video saying that, here's where I'm thinking of offloading some stocks, some people were like, oh, yeah, me too. Some people were like, I never bought stocks. I was sitting in cash the whole time. And some people were just dismissing it like, oh, that's stupid or whatever. And I'm like, well, okay, you do you, I'll do me. Like the point is to make money. And for me, I don't want to sit in chop here. Now, could we continue to go up inch higher? Yeah, of course. But we're definitely hitting the point at which I am starting to get a little concerned. Now, I personally wouldn't short the market at all. And this is what I'm telling you. We've been trading in a 1 to 2% range for over a month. This is why I was saying that if you are going to hedge, you are much better off buying VIX calls when the VIX gets to support levels. And for those of you that have taken the trade with me, know that has been a pretty easy trade. The market drops 1%, the VIX spikes 15%, right? Anyway, I would not short the market. I would only start to turn really bearish on the market if we get on the SPY below this level here, which is around 508. And then on QQQ, if we get below 421, then I'll start to really shift to a more bearish sentiment. Otherwise, I think the market can just stay in this ugly chop, and the Fed, I think, has no option but to keep rates higher for longer. You already see the 10-year starting to rocket again, right? The 10-year was down in December to 3.7%. It's now back up to 4.4%. And it looks like it's inching towards that 5% mark. This is all because the Fed cannot cut because, we are getting strong data, right? I know you guys are laughing at this look here, but honestly, like, I'm not trying to look cool whatsoever. It's just it's way too early for me to stare at these lights. Like, if I can turn the camera around and show you how bright these lights are that are in front of me, yeah, I woke up at 4:30 in the morning to do this, my time. So, I'm not trying to look cool. I promise you. Now, the hoodie, that's a different story. The hoodie's dope as shit. And I can't wait to take the tags off this hat. We just got these in black. I showed them the other day, but these dad hats, you can get them. The black ones are available at thetravelingtrader.com. And the black hoodies are too. We haven't gotten the white hoodies yet. I thought sativa was in the system. Oh, bro, I might look like it. I am not a toker whatsoever, man. I don't smoke weed. I don't ingest weed. Nothing against it if you do either. Like, I don't judge, but it's just not my thing. Even though I know I look like it. Penny, what's going on? Roger, turn the lights off. I'd follow you in the dark. Ooh, that's that got intimate real quick, Roger. Krasimir, what's going on? Andres Mendez, what's going on? Octavian, Vladut, you look like talking about mafia stuff. I don't know any mafia member that looks like this. I don't know, man. I've been to Sicily many times. I don't think they would let me in the mafia or do omerta looking like this. I'd have to look a little fresher than this. ES much stronger. We are going to go over the charts in a second. I think whatever you're looking at right now is pointless, by the way. The huge data comes out at 8:30. So whatever you're looking at right now is pointless, in my view. But this actually, I didn't get up early enough, even though I was up at 4:30. But this right here is London low on ES. But you also tend to see this, right? Like, on a typical day, for those of you that trade with us in the Discord, on a typical day, you would take liquidity below, right? And then we see this displacement, and it leaves this very, very, very nice imbalance right here at VWAP 2. And there is an inverted gap here too. And you're like, oh, this is juicy. I'm going to wait for it to come down here, and then I'm going to long it. And guess what? It doesn't. So the market on days like this is meant to take liquidity as violently as possible. Those who are short CPI, those who are long CPI, right? And that's exactly what it's doing. So this is the arena that you want to stay out of for now. So we're going to wait until CPI is announced. We're going to wait some more until it levels out. And then we will start looking for trades. But people, it's so funny how people like try to gamble on CPI or before CPI or during the report, not knowing that the market is really trying, the market makers are going after liquidity, right? They don't care about being long or short CPI. They know that there's a lot of stops here. They know there's a lot of stops here. That's all they're trying to do. That's not London on ES. All right, bro. You tell me what's London on ES. You tell me what's London on ES. Because that right there is 2 a.m. 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. Eastern is London, Astro Geek. And I know you know this. So how is this not London on ES? If this was the low between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. And this was the high between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. So how is this not London high? $52. What? What are you looking at? I have no idea what you guys are talking about. 2 a.m., 5 a.m. This is the low. This is the high. Eid Mubarak to you too, Mustafa, and all of those who celebrate. Does London low and high apply? Yes, it applies to all commodities that trade on the futures market as well as Forex markets. No worries, Astro. You don't have to be a genius to know what data will come out. Okay, rip off. Tell us. Predict the data. Let's see how much of a not genius we are. Predict it for us, bro. Let's see. Predict it for us. Rip off radar. Call it right now. Here, I'll help you. Where is this? 1 second. Investing. All right. Here, right now, is the previous CPIs, right? This is why, like, I don't know. It irks me so much when people, like, we have access to the most data we've ever had in our lifetime, right? And people make up these narratives in their mind because it makes them feel better or validates their conspiracy theories or validates their political beliefs, right? So here's CPI, and here is the forecast is 3.4. Now, this is the highest forecast since October 2023 when they forecasted at 3.6. And part of the reason is because of what I talked about with not only the strong data, but also the strong commodities pricing. Like I said, oil up 30% since December. Okay. This is why the forecast is now up. But people say that, oh, we all know that they're going to bring the numbers below expectations. They're going to fudge with the numbers. How about this? The last 7 numbers, only 1 came below expectations. So if they were fudging the numbers, and I do think that they are calculating CPI differently, but this narrative that they're going to forcefully bring it under forecast, well, why didn't they do that 6 of the last 7 times? Why only 1 time in the last 7 times has CPI come in below? You know what I mean? Or I'll get this narrative that, oh, Jerome Powell is going to cut before the election to help the election. 2 things there. 1, Jerome Powell is a Republican, lifelong Republican, never voted Democrat from the record that I could see. Okay. 2, in the history of the Fed and rate cuts and rate hikes, do you know that there have been more rate hikes during presidential years, during election years, than there have been rate cuts? You know how I know this? Because I look at data. And we have all the data here of every rate hike and rate cut we've ever seen. Okay? So please miss me with the narratives that you create in your mind and actually look at the data. Sometimes your narratives will be validated. All right? A lot of times they're conspiracies that your uncle sent to you on Facebook, depending on what, political party you're aligned with. And it makes you feel better because you don't want to look at the data and actually come up with a factual argument, right? So, yeah, they are not going to fudge with the CPI to bring it below forecast because they didn't do that the last 7 times. Uncle spamming the emails. Bro, my uncle is like a WhatsApp pirate, okay? And I love him to death, so like I can't block him or anything. But every day I get some of the funniest things you've ever seen. And it'll just be super random stuff too. It'll be stuff like, did you know that Robert De Niro was also a serial killer? Like this. And I'm like supposed to sit here and read this in all seriousness. What's your prediction on CPI? I don't care. Just let it come out. Because you know why? It's like the last 7 CPIs came in above expectations. 5 of the last 7 CPIs came in above expectations. 1 came in under, 1 came in at expectations. Okay? So I really don't care what CPI is. I just care how the market reacts to it. I think that it will they raised it to 3.4, which is the highest projection since October 2026. 2026. My God, bro. October 2023. This is a PO3 right here. Oh my God. Manipulation into London. Oh man, if this wasn't CPI, I would short the living bollocks out of this. What's wild is that NQ didn't take London. This is London high for NQ. So whoever said that ES much stronger earlier was correct. Your grandfathers were from the Mediterranean area. Depends on which grandfather you're talking about. But yes. Damien says, she told me the Ukraine war is over and Russia lost. Yeah. Morning, Mazhar. Eid Mubarak. You too, bro. New to the market and CPR. Are they going to just update the stats on the website? Yeah. What's up? And welcome to the stock market. We're going to go over CNBC, and unfortunately we'll have to listen to Rick Santelli yelling at us very early in the morning. So yeah, we're going to get the numbers live. And yes, they will. If you want, to me, the best site for condensed CPI data is on investing.com. So if you just Google like investing.com CPI, you'll come up with this. But, it shows you the history of CPI. And it's crazy because you go back to the pandemic times and, post-pandemic, and CPI was 1%. And everyone thought inflation was transitory. And then this thing jumps to 9% so fast. And now we're having trouble battling it out in the mid-3s. But we're going to go over it live. I'm going to be streaming it on CNBC in 10 minutes. Buy or sell for gold? What do you mean? Buy or sell for gold? Dude, if you're going to frame things like that, respectfully, stay out of the markets. Respectfully. You're going to lose your money. It's not buy or sell. Things are more nuanced than that, bro. You can buy and sell on the same day. Things are way more nuanced than that. You need to be looking at levels. See, the thing is, like, what people don't get is that intraday, the market is a series of taking liquidity. So you are likely going to be buying and selling on the same day if you are a day trader. If you are a swing trader, I don't know why you would wait until the highest prices ever to buy gold. So if you are a swing trader, this is going to be very hard for you to long, okay? But if you're talking about day trading, it's not buy or sell. It's at what level are we looking at for potential longs? What level are we looking at for potential shorts? Buy or sell CPI news snipe? Man, you know what's crazy? I wish I can live stream your computer while you try and trade CPI. I wish. Because I would see you freak out in both directions, okay? CPI and FOMC is meant to take liquidity. It will take sell stops. It will take buy stops. So I'd love to see you snipe on CPI without shitting your pants. I personally don't trade on the actual news drop. Now, if this was a regular day and CPI wasn't coming out in 7 minutes, this is where I'd be looking to short the S&P 500. But in 7 minutes, this thing can go like this. Do you think I want to be stuck in that? No. The thing is, people are so impatient. They don't want to just wait for things to settle. They're like, I have to catch the first move. And if I don't catch the first move, I don't want to trade. Nah, bro. Just watch it unfold. You know, like Thanos. You just watch it unfold in front of your eyes. Let 50% of the people get stopped out on longs. 50% of people get stopped out on shorts as they disappear. And then you make your move. Hopefully he wore his brown pants. I'm not wearing pants, bro. Oh, him? Yeah. I used to lose both ways trying to trade CPI. Those days are over. Yeah, I mean, I don't, you know. The thing is, like, people likely are just options gamblers, right? So people right now probably have bought SPY puts heavy. Some people have bought SPY calls heavy. And they just sit, right? Like, there's no accuracy with options. So they don't mind being down 40, 50, 60% as long as the end result is that they make 20 or whatever on the move. And that's not trading, bro. That's not trading. That's straight up just guessing and hoping. Do you trade the TW? Do I trade the TW? What is the TW? Do you trade TQQQ? No, not really. I trade futures. SQQQ and TQQQ, they're really meant for swing trades, man. But see this chop? I'm not trying to be a part of it, bro. So if you're saying, do I swing trade that stuff now? No. But in bull markets, yes. On retracements, you can long TQQQ. And in bear markets, on retracements, you can long SQQQ. They're not meant to be held in your portfolio as like stocks. See, there was an epic long and there was an epic short, but the market has no interest in retracements, right? It's just gunning for liquidity. Tommy, look, appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for your donation to St. Jude's. I don't have riot calls. I have riot cash secure puts. I don't want to be part of this. Literally easy opportunity on this choppy movements. Yeah, spoken like a true expert. Easy opportunity on those choppy movements. Bro, the market all day is hunting for liquidity, right? And our job is to find entries, right? So you want to find longs and a discount. See, I was short this right here. If CPI wasn't coming out in 3 minutes, I would short this right here. It would look like this. It would look something like this. Anonymous, appreciate your donation to St. Jude's. Thank you so much. Someone donated $20 to St. Jude's. Thank you so much. And appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you. The shades are because of the light that's shining in my eyes. Guys, one second. I'm going to get some more coffee right before CPI. 2 minutes, okay? One second. Don't leave. Coming right back. 1 second. All right. Don't fart, we can hear you. No, this is a condenser mic. You won't be able to hear me unless I did it like directly into this.
We have seen some green arrows this morning. Dow futures are up, not as high as they had been earlier, but still indicated up by about 60 points. S&P futures up by 8.5, and then you've got the NASDAQ indicated up by about 30 points. Of course, we're watching treasuries as well. Right now, it looks like treasuries are a little bit, the yield's a little bit weaker. The 10-year is yielding 4.34. The 2-year is yielding 4.72. Let's call this at this point. Been watching very closely. This number is a big one. It's the inflation number, the consumer inflation number for the month of March. Expectations right now for the headline number, month over month, up 0.3%. That's the same expectation for core. Year over year, you're looking for a gain of 3.4% for headline.
You see? You see this shit? I've been around for way too long, bro. This is meant to take, look at that. You guys really want to trade this? Who was that genius that said it's really easy? Look at this. Took stops up here, took stops down here.
Yes, we are looking at yields popping up, and we are very close to the number here. They should be populating on the screen. This is, as Becky pointed out, March Consumer Price Index. The headline number expected to be up 0.3 is hotter than expected. It's up 0.4%, 0.4%, which equals our last look. And, of course, to look for a higher number, it would be August of last year when it was up 0.5. But in between, we're as low as 0.1 in October of last year. This doesn't seem like it's cooling very quickly here. 0.4 if you strip out food and energy. Back-to-back 0.4s last month as well. As Becky pointed out, we were expecting 0.3. To find a higher number, you'll go to April of last year when it was 0.5. And in between, the low number was 0.2 several times last year. If you look at year-over-year CPI, we're expecting 3.4, hotter than expected, 3.5. This is 3/10 hotter than we looked at in the rearview mirror at 3.2. To find a bigger number than 3.5, you're going back to May of last year when it was, I am wrong, September of last year when it was 3.7. And finally, what many would consider the most important number, year over year, CPI core, 3.8, hotter than expected, equals the rear view mirror. To find a higher number, January was 3.9. And what's the lowest it's been of late? Well, 3.8. Our last look and what we have today actually is the lowest since 3.0 in April of 21. The issue is it's still running hot. Now, many don't cover the indexes. To me, this is very enlightening. If you look at the non-seasonally adjusted headline CPI index, started in 1913. It's coming out today at 312.332, which is another all-time high, meaning if you go back to 1913, you won't find a higher number. And on the CPI core index, which is seasonally adjusted, the number here is 316.7, and that also is the highest ever, but this series was started in 1957. Interest rates, they're basically playing with 4.5% on a 10-year. We see pre-opening equities, Dow futures, have dropped to about 350 points. I am sure that the percentages are moving, and probably Steve Leisman will point that out. The June had popped back up above a 50% chance only slightly before the number, and I'm sure he will give us our updates. Becky, back to you.
All right, Rick, stay right there. We are going to jump into more on this data. We want to bring in Betsy Stevenson, the professor of public policy and economics at the University of Michigan, E.J. Antoni, who is research fellow with the Heritage Foundation, Joe Davis is Vanguard's chief global economist and head of the company's investment strategy group, and, of course, our very own senior economics reporter, Steve Leisman. Steve, jump right in on what Rick was just saying. What do you see?
Well, Rick teed me up. The market threw me a softball. I'm going to hit it. It's 28%, a massive drop in the probability for the June rate cut, falling down to just 28%. More importantly, even July now in play. We've talked about this now. July is under 50%. And if you give me 1 second, I can tee you up with where the market is looking. Guys, if you can put up that January 2025 Fed funds contract, mine is going to have to adjust here for a second, but we were looking for, now we're at 483, so we're just looking at 2 rate cuts this year, just about would be the odds-on bet. So we've gotten rid of 1, and I think we're toying with getting rid of 2 of them this year. First of all, told you I thought it was perhaps going to be a hot number. We got the inflation relief in places where it was predicted. The used car prices came down, new car prices came down, airline fares came down. All of that was as expected, which is kind of what makes this number a bit worrisome to me, because you didn't even have it in food. A bunch of it was energy, but also motor vehicle insurance, motor vehicle repairs. That was a big part of it. You were consistent when it came to owner's equivalent rent. That came down last month to 0.4. It was 0.4 again. So have to probe a little deeper, Becky, to see what the underlying inflation problem is here. But this is a number that is towards the high side, and it's going to put off rate cuts. That's the market's view, and I think it's correct.
All right, let's follow up with the market view again. Joe, I want to bring you in just to talk about what you're seeing. Is the market reaction justified when you have a number that's 0.1% higher? I mean, this basically, we were looking for confirmation that this was a seasonal issue, a one-off. 3 months in a row does not suggest that.
Well, no. In fact, I think our theme has been we would make progress on inflation this year, but it would be sticky. And we also believe the Federal Reserve is not nearly as restrictive as at least they think. And so I think, again, I've been confused of why the rush to cut. And I think the data coming in both on the labor market as well as today's inflation report say just be careful of racing too soon to cut. There are still embers of inflation here and there in the economy.
We had, Betsy, I'll jump to you on this. We had an interview earlier today just talking about where you're going to see some of the gains, and commodities prices have been up across the board. Commodities analyst Jeff Curry said Look, that's a bad sign. That means that inflation is, he thinks this is typical of a late stage situation where you once again have commodities running. If that's the case,
all right, what's going on, guys? So as you can see, inflation came in much hotter than expected. Let me see if I can find a condensed report for you, and then we'll go over the charts. But inflation coming in super, super hot, 3.5 versus 3.4. So shout out to, whoever said that they're going to cook the numbers to bring them under. Like I said, if that was the case, then 6 of the last 7 times they would have done that. Now, 7 of the last 8 times they would have done that, right? Numbers came in much hotter than expected. I want to see what's in the actual report real quick, but by the fear, my God. In this case, right, I opened this by saying that I'm looking at a short, and I said if this was a normal market, my stop limit would be here, right? And I was trying to short this. Obviously, this is meant to take out stops. And that's what happened. Now, yes, if you trade without stops, like some clown said earlier, or if you are just gambling with options, yeah, of course, you could have, guessed puts based on the analysis that I was saying that I would short this if this was a normal market and just held through the drawdown. That's not the way I trade. To each their own. More power to you. I would love to see your profitability if you do that. The actual report, let me see. Hold on one second. Right here. Okay, so consumer price index increased at a faster than expected pace in March, indicating that inflation is staying stubbornly higher and likely keeping the Federal Reserve on hold with interest rates. The CPI, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it rose 0.4%, putting the 12-month inflation rate at 3.5%. Again, higher than the 3.4 expected. Core also accelerated 0.4%. This is the important one because this strips out food and energy, rising to 3.8% from a year ago compared to the estimates of 0.3 and 3.7%. So even core, the Fed can't even use core as an excuse this time like they were before, where they were like core's coming in line, but it's really just the headline one because of food and energy. And no, it looks like everything else is rising, right? So with that said, like I was saying, with the rising commodities prices, I felt like there was a chance that CPI came in hotter, right? And that was the case. I personally did not have an expectation for core CPI, if I'm being honest, because without food and energy, I'm like, okay, that one might come in line, but even that one came in higher. We just took out Asia low right now. Our stops would have been taken if we had tried to short this. We just took out Asia low. Market opens in 50 minutes. So for me, no rush. Trying to see where the market settles. Oh, we have equal lows on NQ that I think will get taken out. Trying to see where this settles. You could see that you might be better off, honestly, today trading gold, maybe oil, because it's not going to move as much as the indices. You can see already here that NASDAQ, ES, Russell 2000, Dow, they're all down heavily. Gold is down 0.2%. And it is in this, it bounced off of this major imbalance, right? As you can see here, it cleared yesterday's low, bounced off this major imbalance, and is only down 0.2% right now. So I might be looking at commodities a little bit more today than the indices. We'll see. If you take a look at some of the equities pre-market, we could see that Tesla's down to 172. Palantir, which I'm short. Oh, that one's up nice. That one's up nice. I talked to you guys about this head and shoulders, this imbalance here that we hit. So I'm short Palantir to about 20. Currently up 5% on that short. I just shorted the shares, not the. I didn't buy puts or anything. I just shorted the shares outright because I didn't want to deal with theta or whatnot on a cheap stock, right? Might move my stop to break even there on that one. Because I shorted it above 23 and it's now trading at 22. Is TLT going to rip? What are you talking about, man? Rates are going crazy. Here's the 2-year. Almost back at 5%. That's the price, but the 10-year is up as well. The 2 years up as well. TLT moves inverse to bond yields, so no, TLT for the meantime is not going to rip. TLT was ripping on the idea that the Fed was going to cut soon, but you think the Fed's going to cut now? No way. And this is what I've been saying the whole time in my videos. Like, I don't know why the Fed is talking about cutting in May. They're not going to cut in May. I don't know why the Fed is talking about cutting in June. They are not going to cut in June. And let's take a look at what are the estimates for the Fed funds rate. Wow, even the FOMC watch tool is down. People are probably hitting the site really hard, more than it usually gets hit. Well, we'll get back to that in a second. The Dow implied open is minus 510. I mean, yeah, dude. How's that a surprise? The futures are down 460 points right now, so it's not like out of the realm of possibility. The Dow futures are open right now, so 10 years popping, yeah, 10 years popping, 2 years popping. What's your view on IPO activity? With all due respect, probably the most insignificant thing that I can think of. I don't care about IPO activity. StockMo says TMF is going to rip because StockMo's an idiot. How's TMF going to rip? TMF is down pre-market. Now, is it going to rip when the Fed starts cutting? Yeah, I think TMF is going to rip. But right now, rates are, because of all the strong data, rates are back to levels that we definitely did not want to see. Like, who thought that when the 2-year was dropping, last year to 3.5%, and everyone thought that rates were cooling off, who thought that the 2-year would be back near 5%? We went from 3.5% to now almost getting back to 5%. We're at 4.94. Now, TMF is the leveraged ETF that's based on the longer term rates, right? But the Fed can't even bring longer term rates to move as much as they want, because Fed policy affects shorter term rates more than they do longer term rates. I do think, yes, that we will see a rally in bonds. I would personally not hold TMF. This is meant to be a swing trading instrument like all leveraged ETFs, right? TLT is a different story. TLT is an ETF that you can hold, and it is not leveraged. That is also based on the 20-year plus treasuries. But, I think you can accumulate this stuff here. I don't think that the Fed is going to cut. They might not even cut this year, to be honest, based on all this data that's coming out. This is what I've been saying for a while, that there is a chance the Fed might not cut. Wow, the SPY is almost getting to the point at which I said it will turn bearish if we get below F508. All right, let me get to some of your questions. Sorry, guys. Is TTT nursing a hangover? Did he wake and bake? I love this. Like, I barely drink. I don't smoke weed at all. It's these light. I wish I could turn the camera around, but it's fixed. Look how bright my hand is, okay? Look at this. These lights in front of me are so bright, and I woke up at 4 a.m. to do this for you guys. So neither. It's just the lights are so bright, dude. Shane says, get stock mo out of your mouth. Oh my God, bro. New traveling trader shirt. I shit my pants on CPI day. Are we jumping back on Unity? Oh man, I don't know. Oh man, it's so funny seeing people in the comment section. Guys, I'm just joking, okay? Don't get your panties in a bunch. I'm just joking, okay? This is a perfect outfit for the casino. I don't know. I'd get kicked out of a casino if I walked in like this. Where do you think the market goes from here? In what context? Guys, I'm just joking. I'm just joking, okay? No need to get your panties in a bunch. Sean, why are you here, bro? Why are you here? Do you think that the market is going to rebound back up? In what time frame, dude? Like ever? Yes. I've been waiting for a pullback for some time. Oof, that's brutal. Well, you wouldn't be able to trade options now, bro. You'd have to wait till market open. With futures, you could trade right now. CPI initial reaction is usual trap. Yeah, but this one, I mean, this CPI came in fucking flaming, though. Like, flaming. So, what I'm looking for is pullback opportunity. I don't know, man. This is... Here's the problem with people missing... Here's the problem with people missing rallies like this, right? A lot of people that are talking about, is this a pullback and blah, blah, blah. They missed this entire rally, right? And so they're now waiting for any semblance of a pullback to get in. The problem is, once the market starts pulling back meaningfully, right, that could mean the start of a correction. So you didn't buy the whole time. You're now going to be buying the high because it dropped 1% or 2%. And say the market then starts correcting 15, 16, 20%, right? That's when you want to buy. That's when you want to buy, right? Right now, if you've been following this channel, you know I'm thinking of, or have been, selling, right? I've been offloading some of the assets that I publicly bought with you guys in November. Right now, I'm not thinking of buying. I'm thinking of selling. There are only a few things that I'm interested in buying here. SPY and QQQ are not one of them. 10 basis points, flaming hot. Dude's funnier than Rodney Dangerfield. It's so funny, man. This is the hottest inflation that we've had since October 2023, okay? Sure, it's 10 basis points up, but why was it forecast at 3.4% to begin with, genius? It's forecast at 3.4% because of the rising commodity prices, the strong employment data, et cetera. So 3.4% was the highest forecast since October 2023 when it was forecast at 3.6, right? It's easy to look at this and say, oh, we only came in 10 basis points higher, right? But the forecast was forecast much higher and is the highest forecast this year. So, yes, it's easy to raise the forecast and be like, inflation is going to be now 3.4%. Oh, wow, it came in at 3.5%. That's only 10 basis points higher. That's only 10 basis points higher. But for instance, that is 4 basis points higher, 40 basis points higher than just 2 months ago. That's 30 basis points higher than just last month, right? This is meaningful stuff and translates on the ground at the gas station, in the grocery stores, your insurance company, etc. Translates very materially when we start talking about 30, 40 basis points difference. So, yeah, I mean, it's easy to be like, oh, wow, only 10 basis points. You're being hyperbolic. No, I'm not. It's 10 basis points based off of their already high projection. All right, so I'm waiting for right now to see if we can get a market structure break. Oh, whoops, not SPY, sorry. To see if we can get a market structure break on the 5-minute. So high retracement and a high to break that. But it's going to be a very, very, very hard exercise trying to long this. You know, we have seen it on previous CPI days. Obviously, the initial reaction gets reversed later in the day. So you have to be ready for anything, right? And I am looking at this level here, which obviously was now way below the low of the week. This was even below last week, by the way. This is the low of last week. So we are just taking liquidity below that. NQ did not take liquidity yet. It still has these equal highs and created an exact equal high right now. I think gold might be the trade. Power of 3, you have accumulation, manipulation, and then potentially an expansion above that. Just looking for an entry here. Oh, that OTE entry would be nice. Yeah, I'll Ethy Myas. I'll talk about it in a second. What's up, Joe? What's up, Surf? Yeah, this is the only thing I'm interested in here. Right now. until we see how the indices shake out. Gold long or short? If you have to ask, bro, I would say paper trade until you get your bearings under you. This right here should tell you everything you need to know. Have you heard of the Fed's quantitative support measures? Some economists say the Fed is buying Treasury bonds to add liquidity. Yeah, dude. Have you seen their balance sheet? Where is the Fed balance sheet? I have it here somewhere. What? I don't know if you're trolling me, but the Fed has $7.4 trillion of treasuries on their balance sheet. So, not sure what you're talking about. This has been a thing since 2008. Not trolling? Oh, yeah. The Fed buys treasuries from the Treasury, and that's how they add liquidity to the market. So they print dollars. The Fed literally prints digital dollars, and they're not even physical dollars. Sends it over to the Treasury. The Treasury sends them assets, and they hold them on the balance sheet. And that money then makes its way throughout the economy. It's crazy, by the way. So we are now at 7.4 trillion. It was at 9 trillion. You got to give the Fed a little credit with easing this, but before the pandemic, we were at 4 trillion. It all comes down to earnings now? No, I don't think so, bro. I don't think it comes down to earnings. I think it comes down to the market realizing that the Fed is not going to cut this year. Is the Chinese market any way dependent on U.S. CPI? Every market is dependent on the U.S. And every market is dependent on China in different ways. Those are the two largest economies in the world. So, yeah, of course. Got to go to work. Good luck, guys. What's up? Up north, Uper. Have fun at work. Ethy or Ethy says, can you explain what a point is? Yes. For each future is different. So if you go to, let me see if I can find it. Hold on. TD Ameritrade. Okay. So if you Google, and I want to check in on this gold trade here. Hold on. I'm going to take a crack at one contract here. So if you go to this, guys, if you go to this, on TD Ameritrade, you could do this for any, you could do this for any platform that you trade, but TD Ameritrade, I think, has the cleanest layout here. Basically talking about what the tick size is for each of the futures contracts. So each point in the S&P 500, the minimum tick size is 0.25, and each one of that is worth $12.50. For every futures contract, it's different, right? So NASDAQ is 0.25 is worth $5. For the Russell 2000, it moves in ticks of 0.1, and for each one, it's $5, right? The Dow Jones moves in $1 increments, and for each 1 point or 1 tick, the value is $5. So each futures contract has its own tick size and its own tick value per tick size. And you can find all that there. I'll post it in the chat. But if you click that, that will tell you what each futures contract is valued at. Joe, Surf, are you in this? They'll raise rates again before they cut. What is gold equivalent in equities? Well, you can't trade options right now, so you're going to have to wait till the market opens. You should be trading futures, honestly. For those of you that don't trade futures, there's no excuse at this point because you can get a funded account. You can get a funded account with Top Step, which is most likely legal in your country too. And you don't have to, open a margin account. You don't have to use your own money. You sign up for a Top Step account. You pass the evaluation. They give you an account if you pass the evaluation, and you can use that to trade. And you run the account up if you are good, and you can then make withdrawals. You don't even have to use your own money. And right now, you can get a $50K account for $49. I pinned the link in the chat of this YouTube chat. I pinned the link there. So if you use that link, you can get the $50K account for $49. Can you try Top Trader multiple times if you fail? Yeah, of course. You could try it as many times as you want. You can have multiple accounts too. Let's see if we get a bounce here. I'm only taking it with one contract, so it's light. But yeah, let's see. Would you buy Russell on the dip? It depends what you mean. You mean like the stock or what? Are you talking about the stock? So what's going on with CPI? Rewind the tape, bro. Don't make others suffer because you were late. We talked about CPI for like the first hour. My cost basis on IWM is a lot lower. So no, for me, I'm not buying IWM on the dip. If you don't have IWM, yeah, I mean, sure, you can dollar cost average here. But for me, my cost basis is way lower because I started buying it in November. Will stocks continue to fall at market open? How can anybody tell you that, bro? All right, up 100 on this position. Up 130, up 200. This might be violent. Up 210. If we get to 300, I might close the position. I'm going to move my stop to break even here. All right, break even. I could have closed it at near 300 per contract. It is moving like crazy because of the market is about to open in 20 minutes. If we got an energetic push up, then that's what I was looking for. Otherwise, I'm just going to wait until after market open. See, that's why I don't want to suffer through that. Made 300 off that? Hell yeah. And for those of you that are wondering how I'm trading this, I'm using Top Step in TradingView. And like I said, if you use that link that's at the top of the chat right now, you can get a 50K account for $49. Once you pass that evaluation, then they give you a funded account. All right, thank God for that risk management right there. We could have got clapped. So if we go below this, then what I'll be looking for is the next draw on liquidity, which is likely this low from last week. 149 if you get funded, yes, but 49 for the evaluation. Appreciate you, Brandon. Thank you so much for your sub and your viewership. I know that I joke a lot, guys, but I promise you I'm just trying to be entertaining while also being educational. But from the bottom of my heart, I truly wholeheartedly appreciate every single one of your views. I appreciate it. Can you please explain my question? Bro, there's 1,000 questions in here. Do they provide training? Me? Yes. We have a whole prop firm section in here where we've gotten hundreds of people to pass their evaluations. Obviously, there's the mastermind as well. If you're talking about Top Step, no, I don't think they provide training. Gold will be bullish or bearish. Why is gold falling? Did you not see the CPI report? Brendan, thank you for your donation to St. Jude's. Appreciate you, man. Can you give us thoughts on CL chart? 10th time asking. Well, maybe if you ask something a little bit more intelligent than a thoughts question, you would get an answer. What type of thoughts are you looking for, bro? Here, I'm looking at it. Thoughts. My initial thoughts is, like, if you want me to be honest, my initial thoughts are, wow, this looks like a barcode. These are my initial thoughts. Wow, looks like a multicolored barcode. What are the thoughts you're looking for, bro? Thoughts on barcode? Thank God for risk management. That's all I got to say. But the dollar's rising, right? The dollar's rising because rates are rising. Remember that dollar and rates go hand in hand. So when we have rising rates, because the bond market is now expecting higher for longer from the Fed, so rates are going to rise. That means the dollar's going to rise. Gold hates a rising dollar. That is why gold is falling. Z frustrated with the questions, but that's how he makes YouTube money. All right. For being a Class A uninformed, I won't insult you, okay? And I hope YouTube doesn't ban me for showing you this. But for being a Class A uninformed person that thinks that I make a ton of money from YouTube, here's how much I make from YouTube, okay? Who else is going to show you this? I make, and this month was a good month. Usually it's, 16, 1700. Now, I'm not poo-pooing this. This is a house payment, or for some of you, half of a house payment, or rent, or a car payment. But for you thinking that this is life-changing money for me, and that this is why I'm doing this, when every live stream that I've ever done since 2021 has been a fundraiser for a children's hospital, and I don't even take $1 from any of the live streams, you can create whatever narrative you want, bro, but you won't find someone as transparent as me, dude. No, you don't piss me off. I'm just saying, like, it's funny to me when people have narratives in their mind. I don't know, based on insecurities, based on assumptions. It's just funny to me. Is Top Step available in Canada? Yes. Yeah, and I mean, YouTube tells its creators not to share this stuff. I don't care. I really don't care. But there are people out here making a good amount of money on YouTube, not gonna lie. Meet Kevin and the likes are making a ton of money off YouTube. I'm not in that camp. I don't spend that much time on YouTube. Is Top Step available in Australia? Yes. Top Step is available in most countries. There are only a list of countries, which most of you are not from, that is not available. So, like, Pakistan, I think, is one of them. Even though some of you are from Pakistan. But, yeah. What happens if you lose money on Top Step? I mean, what happens is you have a maximum loss limit on the evaluation of 2,000. So they give you an account, a 50,000 evaluation, and you're supposed to get to 3,000, right? And you could trade up to 5 contracts, 5 futures contracts. So S&P, NASDAQ, gold, oil, etc., right? So you have 50K and you have to get to 3,000. If you get to 3,000, they give you a funded account. And then any money you make after that is yours to keep. If the balance goes down by 2,000, then you lose the account. You have to try again. You have to try the evaluation again if you want to. You don't have to, but if you want to. All I'm saying is when I was starting out as a trader, if we had access to this, I would have lost a lot less money than I have, okay? This is a game changer here. Because futures, one, it's true they do require a lot of money if you're to trade futures through a traditional broker. And paying $49 for a chance to get funded with $50,000 is, one, a challenge that I would have loved to take when I was younger. But it provides an opportunity for someone who's serious about trading, and then you can learn a lot about yourself as a trader, right? Are you okay? Why the look? Guys, it's just because these are bright lights and I woke up at 4 a.m, okay? That's it. I promise you I don't have a black eye. If I had a black eye, I would show it to you. It would actually be cool if I had a black eye. Look. Man, it's so freaking bright. Amir Ajami donated $20. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for your donation to St. Jude's. How much of that YouTube money do you get to keep? Dude, it's $2,000. That's, if you're talking about my cut, that is my cut. Yes. $2,000. So YouTube makes way more money off me from the ads. And then what they give me is $2,000. And that's a good month. Sometimes it's $1,600, $1,700. Because I don't post a ton. And I don't monetize the live streams either. Because like I said, they're fundraisers for St. Jude's. Can we talk about that drop when we see happening today? I mean, you can rewind the tape. I'm waiting for market structure to break bullish to see if we are going to break bullish. I was in a gold trade that was up 300. Someone passed their valuation on that. That's awesome. But I immediately moved it to break even because I wanted to see an energetic move up. And if it didn't move up, then I thought that this right here, 2366.8 on gold, was the next draw on liquidity. So moved up 300 per contract, moved my stop to break even, took my stop, and now is moving towards that 2336.8. So that's what I'm looking at for gold. Not interested in oil. YM, RTY, NQ, ES. I want to see which one breaks structure bullish first. CPI report is the sharpest rise. Why would the dollar rise? The dollar goes up when interest rates go up. That's why. Would it be worth less? Yes, but the dollar rising is not compared to the dollar going up is not, it's not comparing this is not purchasing power, okay? That's a good question. This is not purchasing power. Purchasing power is dwindling. The value of the dollar compared to a basket of other assets, I think the Dixie's based on 6 or 7 other currencies, right? The Swiss franc, the Japanese yen, etc. When interest rates in the U.S. go up, because it is the world reserve currency and because U.S. Treasuries are the most traded, then the dollar goes up in relation to them. The dollar isn't going up in purchasing power. Does that make sense? Can we buy SPY QQ options 15 minutes before market open? Yes. Trying to stay neutral is hard, but I'm celebrating a milestone for me in trading psychology. I used to create bias positions very easily and lose money. Yeah, the more positions you open, the more you open yourself up to risk. Wow. There was 7,000 people in this stream. Currently 1,200 and only 355 likes. This is wild, guys. You guys need to show more love than that. Hit that thumbs up so that other people can find the stream. Hit that thumbs up, guys. Let's get it to 500 likes at least. There's 1,200 of you here. Can you buy SPX options? You could buy index options 15 minutes before market open. But I personally, like, to me, there's no reason to rush a buy here. Gold, I'm waiting for that level that I was telling you about. I might even take a short on gold here. I just need to make sure I don't get clapped by something. I might take a little scalp short on gold here. Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for hitting the like. Man, if this gets to my level, I'll be so pissed. Without taking my order. Tesla not doing so bad pre-market, I'll be honest. You'd think it would be worse. Like, it's weathering this storm pretty well. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. I'm going to cancel this. We have an hour fair value gap right here. And I wonder if we go back and test it. Yeah, I'm going to wait for that. Do you have a futures mastermind course? I have yes, there is a mastermind that comes with lifetime access to the Discord. Next one starts April 21st. It runs 4 weeks. It's 8 sessions. Let me get it for you. And you get access to every mastermind upcoming, as well as the you get access to every mastermind upcoming, as well as lifetime access to the Discord. But make sure you use this code. The next mastermind starts April 21st. That's when we're taking registrations. No, I think CPI is more important than PPI. We also have the Fed meeting minutes at 2 p.m. today, by the way. 2,300 next target for gold. Yes, but I think it could move up. To this level first before coming back down. I canceled the short from here. I wonder if I should put it back on with one contract. Market opens in 1 minute. Yeah, I'm not interested in trading oil, I'll be honest. Not with this chart, not today. Market just opened, guys. No, it's not a market structure shift yet. I mean, technically yes, but there's no displacement. So right now the only one NQ did not take out the lows like ES did. What are your thoughts? Like weed stocks? Thoughts and prayers, my man. Thoughts and prayers. Gold got to that 23.36 level. Would not have picked up my entry anyway. I had an entry up here. It worked, but it didn't get to my level. So like it would have missed my entry. But yes, the thesis worked out for sure. Why would you be long NVIDIA, dude? Not interested in Foot Locker or any retail for that matter. Man, this thing does not want to give us a displacement. I was hoping this candle would be a displacement candle. $103. It's crazy. There's so many conflicting chats in here. Someone saying calls, someone saying short, someone saying gambling. I might sell puts on Soxil here. Oh, nice. Up 25% on Tesla cover calls. We opened those yesterday. I don't know that we see a full reversal in NQ and ES, I'll be honest. I think this is a little bounce. I don't know that we see a full reversal yet. Yeah, you see what YM did? It rallied a bit, then it started tanking. And I don't think that ES and NQ are going to see a full reversal here. We do have the FOMC meeting minutes at 2, and there is a 10-year bond auction today too. So crazy news. See 10-year bond auction at 1, FOMC meeting minutes at 2. Do I have to stream again? So that was there. Came down, retested it. What a recovery for NVIDIA and PanW. Oh, wow. That is a boner. That's for sure. Honest question here. Should dollar purchasing power and its values compared to the basket of currencies converge? What do you mean? What do you mean should they converge? Oh, wow. Tesla cover calls up 33%. We opened these yesterday. Hell yeah. Making some cash on those Tesla shares. Let me announce this real quick. Where's our option selling? Option selling. Tesla CC's up 35%. What? Come on, man. Don't cuck me like this. All right. Guys, there's 1,000 of you here. Hit that thumbs up. You can integrate Top Step into TradingView. Yes, you have to do it through Tradeovate. Wow. Gold created equal lows here. Seeing bid or reversal, use it, sell. What are you talking about, bro? Seeing bit or reversal, use it, sell. Sometimes I feel like I need a handbook to decipher this stuff. Equity mate? You think that made your question any more clear? Your first question was seeing bit or reversal, use it, sell. And then you followed up with equity mate. Can't make this up. Yeah, I'm still looking for a short on gold to get to that to get to those equal lows. I do like that level. Now it's a 15-minute fair value gap. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. You son of a... Yeah, NQ is not as clear to me as gold. I mean, this is a flush, but this is like, one candle. You don't know. Fuck me, bro. Ah! That would have been like a quick $700 right there. Wallahi, this thing goes down, I'm going to break this monitor, bro. Oh my God. Too wishy-washy. This is a beautiful trade. This ain't wishy-washy. We manage our risk on the first trade. Thank God. Don't let your emotions take hold. Bro, like showing emotions and trading emotionally are two different things, okay? I'm not if I was actually emotionally trading, I would be revenge trading, marketing in, etc. I missed it. Did they report yet? No, dude. They're going to report tonight. There's going to be another eclipse tonight, and then they're going to report after the moon disappears. It's going to be a lunar eclipse. Like the moon's going to disappear for a little bit, and then they're going to report after that. He said nice. Lunar solar eclipse. Yeah, bro, it's gonna be like a reverse Uno eclipse. You're talking about smashing monitors. Oh my God, dude. Dude, Sonic Warrior, if your dad knew that you were this emotional, would he be proud of you? It's a joke, dog. It's a joke. Right? One can be like, oh, shucks, at missing a monster trade in front of thousands of people. Right? Sorry that I talked about smashing my monitor. I promise you there will be no monitor abuse. I swear. I'm at work, you're hungover? Dude, I'm not hungover. It's these lights are so bright. All right? These lights are so bright, bro. Here, take a look. Since you're so hung up about these sunglasses. Your mom loves when I wear them, okay? I don't know why you're complaining. I don't smoke. Dude, I haven't smoked weed since I was 18. I'm 43. W moms for taking one for the team. Yeah, shout out to Todd's mom, dude. How old am I? I just told you. 43, bro. I just gave up my age. Yeah, I mean, it's not like a mystery. It's not like I look like I'm fucking 60 or 20. I probably look around my age. It's not that big of a deal. Damn, NQ bounced right out this order block. Oh, would have bagged that money on GC, man. That was a trade. For now, the gold trade is off. I hope this is not ugly all day like this. Oh, oil is finally not barcoding. Dixie continues to rally. So there isn't as linear of a relationship between the dollar and oil like there is between the dollar and gold. But a lot of times when you see dollar spike like crazy, that means that oil is also dropping. But the dollar's getting up to this area of liquidity here. So if we start to see a little bit of a drop in the dollar, I want to see CL take London low. I wasn't interested in oil before. But I want to see CL take this out. When trading gold futures, do you only trade GC? What other futures do you know? What other gold futures do you know? Serious question. Oh, man. These Tesla cover calls are going ham. I knew Tesla wouldn't hold on to these gains, man. I sold these cover calls yesterday. I sold the 200 calls. They're up 40%. So you got to put in the correct month? No. When you're trading futures, the broker automatically switches to the current month. It's not like options where you have to pick. Now, you can trade a different month if you wanted to, but there'd be no reason to do that because there'd be no volume. $43 is 13 from 60? What do you mean? 43 is 13 from 60. I mean, if you're trying to insult me, you can't even do fucking math right. Genius. 43 is 17 from 60, not 13. You always buy covered, bro, when YOLO straight no chaser. No idea what that means. So I won't even try. I might sell puts on Saxo. Oh. I think I'm gonna sell cash secure puts on SOXL later today. 2 weeks out, probably 39 or 38.5 put. And by the way, if you want access to all this stuff, click the link in the description. Come join us. Use code SPRING99. Also, Mastermind 6.0 is starting April 21st. Fed Funds Futures, we can check that. Yep. Changed drastically. See, I mean, if you guys be watching my videos, man, stuff is all foreshadowed. Even for July, now the likely scenario is no hike. September is where, or no cut. September is where you see the chances of a first cut. GC? Yeah. I might take a crack at this here. With one contract. Ooh, all right. Up 100 already. I want to see a quick flush down. Up 110. Nice. 210. 230. Let's go. What is Dixie doing? You know, I'm going to move my stop down a little bit because there's something that I see that could derail this, which is a move to, oh, you know what? There's something I see I don't like here. I'm going to move my stop to break even real quick, and let me explain it. There's a fair value gap right here at VWAP that is giving me the creeps right now. So we got an initial reaction on that flush down. But on a day like today where the market is hunting for super liquidity, look at this. You could have made the argument that I should have taken that $250 scalp off the table, but I mean, whatever. I mean, it's fine. It broke even. But this is what I'm worried about here. Yeah, that's definitely what I'm worried about there. I feel like the market can target this liquidity area here. Wishy-washy? Bro, trade how you want. There's a reason that I'm profitable, and it's because I'm always considering risk. You can call me wishy-washy if you want, bro. Russell? Yeah, Russell's butt hurt, bro. Who's Dixie? The dollar. Guys, what happened to CPI report? I decided to wake up 5 hours later than everyone else, and now I want to put them through the agony of having to regurgitate something that's been talked about for an hour. Look, bro, you have two choices. Either rewind the stream or Google it. Milan says it was leaked. Can you do CSPs? On CSPs, can you do credit spread if you don't own 100 shares? You don't need to own 100 shares for CSPs. You're talking about covered calls. For covered calls, you need to own 100 shares. For CSPs, you don't. See, this is how you save money, bro, when you're aware of all this shit. What did you do on your FTMO? XAG, better play over XAU? I mean, I trade futures, so neither would apply to me. There you go. My stop would have got taken out. How's that for wishy-washy, bro? Is the CPI data report come out yet or not? No. After the lunar eclipse tonight, we're all going to gather outside. It's going to be the in and out next to the airport. And we'll watch the CPI get released after the lunar eclipse tonight. All right. Well, we did get up there. Let's see what's what. What else is here? It's because Dixie's retracing. Man, this is a lot of liquidity grabbing here. This is a lot of liquidity grabbing here. All right, let's see if we get a drop below this. You know, what'd be awesome is if we can get to these equal lows today. But Dixie would have to go up from here and take out liquidity. I was looking for pain in the market. This doesn't hurt. What were you looking for exactly? I mean, the market's hasn't even been open for an hour. What is NQ doing? Just basing around VWAP. No trade here on NQ. No trade yet on ES. RTY looks potentially interesting if it can break structure, but Man, it's crazy how much treasuries are diving. In price, not in yield. Yeah, I was saying yesterday in my video from last time, I was saying that hardly anyone that like this was the lowest number of shorts on treasuries on record. And all of a sudden treasuries are dying. By the way, again, this is treasury price, not treasury yield. It moves inverse to treasury price. So when treasury yields go up, treasury prices go down. Still think the place is short the indices and a premium on the day. Yeah, I agree with you. But you have to get them at a premium. Yeah. Right now they're just chopping around. The ultimate TP on this would be down here at equal lows. That would be the ultimate TP on this. If I don't get stopped out, let's see. There is a fair value gap here too, right? This 1 hour fair value gap. So I'm just going to stay put in this trade and see what happens. It's almost time to hit the J. The gym? I don't know what that means. The joint? Nah, bro. I'll leave that for you. All right, guys. I'm going to take this stream in-house. I'm going to go to the Discord at the doctor, missing your trades. You're not missing nothing, to be honest. I'm still in this GC trade here. Waiting for this 1 hour to see if it can collapse. But yeah, we'll see. How can people do a joint this early in the morning? But on the indices, there's nothing to play here. Like someone said earlier, yes, I think, you want to see it climb up a little bit more and go from there. But yeah, otherwise, there isn't really a play here, in my opinion, just yet. We do have the auction, the bond auction at 1, and we have FOMC meeting minutes at 2. So there is a lot of volatility coming up. But yeah, I will catch those of you in the Discord. I'll see you in the Discord. Make sure that if you want to trade futures, make sure that you sign up for a Top Step account here. And I will catch you guys in the Discord. All right. Peace.